Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. This morning we're going to talk about these lilacs blooming in late October. I'm going to try to do this with my back to the wind. Got a decent little breeze there. This one isn't as dramatic as the one up there behind the truck. We'll go up there in a little bit. But it is October 18th and the lilacs are blooming. It is the most bizarre year for the lilacs. We've had a drought this summer, but it wasn't like super bad. But I would say maybe half of the lilacs, and it's not just ours. We noticed the same thing going on with lilacs. We drove to town and we saw other lilacs doing this as well. What they did was, I'm going to say sometime in August maybe, all of the leaves turned crispy brown and just dropped off. But then it had like buds everywhere, like it was going to be okay next year. Then these buds, well, at least the ones on the end, some made leaves, brand new leaves, late in the year. Some went and flowered. I mean, it's October, and these flowers smell just like a lilac. There's nothing different about them, except for their size. They're really tiny. So I have zero idea. We thought they just lost their leaves, and they were going to come back next year. But then all of a sudden, like the one up here, actually got a full set of leaves and flowers, and I'll show you that in a minute. And like I said, it's not all of the lilacs. It didn't happen on those two, and the one over there is just fine, and it didn't happen on the Canadian lilacs. All right, let's go look at this one up here. All right, we got a decent breeze here, so I'm going to have to block this stuff. This one got itself a full set of leaves, and it looked really nice not that long ago before it started getting cold. We've had at least 5 freezes so far, and it's still, well, I guess they're a little bit dried out, but I mean, it hasn't rained in a while. But it's lived right through the freezes. Just totally bizarre. And then this one got a couple leaves here and a single flower. It looks like it's going to have another flower here, but it's going to be freezing the next few days, so I don't know if it'll do that or not. Just totally bizarre. And again, it's late October and we've had a good 5 frosts already. This one is acting normal. It's pulling back its juices out of the leaves, and it's going dormant. And these are a nice color too, this maroon color. This one is behaving as expected. Well, at least for the most part. It's got them green buds down there. This one might flower as well. Just totally bizarre. And I wish I could head out to town to show you all the other ones, but you'll have to trust me on that. Natalie and I were talking about this, how weird it was, and we were heading to town, and the next town over, as we're driving through, there's construction there, so we had to go through the neighborhoods, and we spotted them there as well. So it's not like a isolated thing up on the ridge here. It's happening down at the bottom by the river as well. Just totally bizarre. This one here is a Canadian lilac, and nothing's going on with this. Same with the one over here. Well, let's head over there. Okay, this is, well, I guess it's probably our biggest lilac. And this one, even though it's lost all its leaves, there's nothing wrong with this one. This one didn't turn crispy early or anything like that. It's got a few leaves that still have to drop, but yeah, actually these are newer leaves as well. I don't know. This is just totally bizarre. And that one right there is a Canadian lilac, and that one seems to be just fine. All right, I have one more thing to show you. We have an American chestnut that was planted 6, maybe 7 years ago. It got bit by a rabbit. They girdled it, and it's been regrowing now for 3 years, and it's about yay tall. It had seed pods on it this year, and I've never heard of trees that young having seed pods. Like I said, the tree itself, the roots are 6 or 7 years old, and the top part is only 3 years old, and it had a cluster of the seed pods on it. I'll show you those in just a second. Last time I walked down past it, those were popped open, and they had these tiny little seeds in there. They're not totally developed chestnuts, and I'll show you that right now. Okay, here they are, and you got to be really careful with these because these prickers are like needles, and if they get stuck in you, they really hurt. These are the seeds. They're just tiny little things, and each one had several of them in there, the ones that still had them. And this like opening here is like velvet. But like I said, these are really young trees, you know, maybe 6, 7 years old. Here's a seed right here. That is definitely not a ripe seed. I don't know what caused this to go to seed so young, but maybe it's the same thing that caused the lilacs to... Ooh, got a couple stuck in me. I think you can see that. These are kind of dangerous. Maybe it's the same stresses that caused the lilacs to flower. I don't know. Anyways, it's just a couple odd things I wanted to show you. So if you know anything about, these are Restoration American Chestnuts. We're part of the American Chestnut Foundation. I'm going to send them an email and ask them about it, so maybe they'll have an answer. But if you know anything about American chestnuts, and again, these are the restoration version. They're mixed with Chinese chestnuts, I believe, and they're trying to restore the American chestnut. So if you know anything about these going to seed at 6 years, or about what happened to the lilacs, make sure you put it in the comment section below, especially with the lilacs. That's just bizarre. Lilacs blooming in October. So if you want to see more weird stuff like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.